So in my life, I feel like things have slowly been crawling back to normal ever since COVID-19 hit. And recently I decided to move back into the office. And since I moved back, I've done a lot of organizing and a lot of cleaning at my place and also the office and pretty much every space that I occupy. And I think it's because with all the uncertainty and all the fuzziness that comes with kind of the uncertainty, I have found that being able to kind of keep the space clear and clean has been helping with my anxiety and helping me kind of readjust and feeling like this is like a new chapter, and also really wanting to get back into all of my creative work. And today on the show we have actor and filmmaker Tre Butler, and me and him actually met during the 48-hour film project a little bit back. And you know, ever since the day he auditioned, I just have respected that he just really goes for it. And I put up my last podcast episode and he just hit me up and said, hey, can I be a guest? To me, the act of asking is a real signifier that someone's willing to take a chance and willing to be vulnerable. For years, I was really afraid of, hearing the phrase no. And to see someone up and coming and just willing to ask is really inspiring to me. And I said, yeah, man, come on the show. During the quarantine, there was a couple of weeks where I was having a kind of hard time. I don't know. It really kind of made me kind of depressed, to be honest. So I ended up going to therapy and started eating better and going on walks, and that helped. How about you? How have you been?
Man, just for this quarantine, you know what I'm saying? I've been on the hustle, you know what I'm saying? Just there is there's one rapper named I can say it, but I just have to spell it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I have this speech impediment. His name is Boosie, and I doing.
Yeah, Boosie.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
Boosie's amazing.
I know, bro. Like, he's been wilding, bro. And I said he got that OnlyFans going on.
In recent years, I've just been getting more and more into rap, and it really does I don't know. To me, it's the best music because one, it's so experimental now. I feel like Lil Uzi Vert and even XXX Tentacion, some of that music was so experimental, and also with the amount of content I try to put out, I can only listen to music that's also about hustling hard, to me it just gets me amped up and reminds me man, I have to because I don't have a crew or I don't have a lot of money, it's I have to do this all myself, and it's been such a gift to reconnect with it, because I grew up listening to rap, but then I don't know, I just spent a couple years listening to more experimental or indie rock stuff, and these days I'm just man, I need it. When I wake up, when I'm riding my bike to work,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? For me, man, I just love rap, man. That's the only music, man, I can get into, man. I can't listen to no. Well, I mean, there's man, I'm lying, bro. You know what I'm saying? But rap is the only thing I can vibe to. You know what I'm saying? I've been writing songs and all types of stuff, man. I just love that trap music. You know what I'm saying? And that's the hustle to me. The trap music. You know what I'm saying? You got Lil Baby, Future, Gunna, all them guys, man. It's just dang, they're inspired to me. I'm meant to get these chains right here.
So dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I really love DaBaby because he's a great rapper, but his music videos are super fun,
Yeah.
And I feel these days people can understand oh, he is the real deal. He is tough, but also he can have fun. and that those two things can be together, you know?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like it's just a new element, you know what I'm saying? You know, because all these rap videos is about serious and all types of stuff. But you know, it's just saying like, where's the fun at? You know what I'm saying? So, so the baby, and a few others, you know, there's this one dude called BFB, the Pac Man. He is funny, hilarious, man. You should like check him out, man, because
Dude, yeah.
got two of his songs though on my playlist, man, and if you play that in a club, people are like, man, this is like, you know, trap music, but it's
Right.
funny though. Like,
Yeah.
I've been like networking, and you know, with people, you know, just you know, it's like staying cautious.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I really respect that. Yeah, you seem like you are hustling. Like, you know, when I put up the last podcast episode and you were like, hey, can I be on it? And I was
Yeah,
like, man, I got to respect that. I was like, yeah, of course. Like, anyone who's willing to ask. And, you know, just like the way you auditioned for Joey's movie, like, I love that you're just like down to just be like, why not ask, you know? Like, a lot of people don't have that.
yeah, you know, but I'm saying that it's just like for me, I had to put myself out there. You know, what I'm saying that's to, you know, I was saying this to as my passion. I was saying one thing, you know, since the saying like to be an actor. And I mean, that's what I mean. That's the that's what's like required. You know,
Yeah,
especially if you're like if you're like a local and in your city. You know, what I'm saying in your state. So.
totally. So, like, when did you first kind of like realize that you liked acting and that you were wanting to do that? Like, did you like, were you in plays growing up, or did you and your friends like make movies together? Like, yeah, when did you know that that was like something you wanted to do?
For what's like actually, I just saw that movie, you know, The Dark Knight, and it's just like it was mind blowing
Hmm.
how it just, and how it just like came into my mind. You know, I said and then all of a sudden like the Halloween came out, and I had that a Joker mask, and I was
Hmm.
just like so influenced by Heath Ledger. You know, just made he rest in peace. But it was just a phenomenal film. And about like for 4 years later, I saw the first Avengers movie, and at the end, I said everybody started clapping, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should cheat. And you know, I was like, I should be an actor because I love it. Like
Yeah,
I love the audience. You know, what I'm saying that I love how to. You know, what I'm saying the reactions to, and is what I want. You know, to gain from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying? But what can I improve on? You know what I'm saying? What's your critiques? You know what I'm saying? And just to learn from my mistakes. And I love it, man. Like, I love it. I really do.
yeah. It's so much fun, you know,
Yeah.
like even when, you know, the 48-hour film project that we did, it was like a lot of work, but I just like love that energy of like getting
Mm-hmm.
people together. And
Yeah.
then when you can like be in a scene with someone and then you just get to do a couple takes and then you like get into it, you know, like I feel like it's the most fun I've had as an adult. That's like kind of like being a kid when you're like playing like a kid, you know?
And if you're passionate about something, man, you can't. I mean, just don't be afraid about what anybody else, you know, saying is gonna say, because I mean, though, you're gonna make you know that money regardless.
Hmm.
So I mean, though, I ain't got, you know what I'm saying, man, and people can't tell me like, oh, Trey, you know what I'm saying, being an actor is like pathetic. I'm like, bro, listen, man. Do you know an actor can make so much money than the athletes, bro? Like I
Yeah.
can make so much money than LeBron James if I can want to, man. Stop playing with me, bro. And,
Right.
and, and the only thing I have to do, man, is to memorize the script and just like and put that thing on camera, though. You know what I'm saying? Because, but you know, but it's like for us, you know, it's not a job; it's our passion because we love to do it. Like, you know, this year, man, I just been grinding and hustling, man. Like, ain't nobody stopping me, man. I'm going for that MVP title. And, yeah, man, like I'm like LeBron James, man. You know what I'm saying, man, little baby. You know what I'm saying? Though he has this one song called "Get Money."
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how's gonna get money? Well, I'm gonna get money. And Monday to Sunday, Sunday to Monday, all in pocket. No one no stop it. Like, I'm like, what? That's me. That's
Right.
me, man. You know.
Dude, totally. Are you wanting to do like the whole thing too, like acting behind the camera too, or
Oh yeah,
what?
of course.
What?
Yeah.
What are you imagining?
Um, I mean, like, like anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm down for it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no limit, you know, to it, you know. So I just love to act,
Hmm.
you know. He- Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like I took the long route. I didn't really start acting until I was like 27,
Hmm.
and then I didn't really like pick up a camera and start learning till I was like 28, and
Yeah.
I'm 32 now. So like in 4 years time, I've like learned a bunch, and
Yeah.
once we start filming, if you want to like come and help and I can like teach you what I know to try to
Hmm.
save you some headaches and some time, I would totally be down to do that, you know?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And just to back up your point, on just like arriving late on like certain subjects, you know what I'm saying? But there are people but that are like 30 years old, you know what I'm saying? But they learn so much, that they've already, like, what I'm trying to say. But it's never too late, you know what I'm saying, to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you? I mean, like, but there was this one post on Twitter, like, like, our 23-year-olds is just like, panicking, you know what I'm saying, because they see these young rappers having these chains and watch all types of shit. So I'm like, bro, like, but don't let the internet and to have your mind messed up, and all because, you know what I'm saying, like, you're young, you're supposed to be up here, you know what I'm saying? That's what the
Right.
internet, so, you know what I'm saying? This is like, you know what I'm saying, like your life is just beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't worry about that, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Just keep on grinding. Learn from your mistakes, you know what I'm saying? And because one of my favorite rappers, Future, he got on and like, I was saying this, oh my God, like, I don't know what age he started off, but I mean, like, but age, it doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah. No, totally. Have you seen that Life is Good video with Drake?
Yeah, that is
Dude,
right. Hey, man, that song is good though, because I mean, that was like, one of the first few videos of the year, and all seconds. I'm like, okay, 2020, this is the year for everyone just to calm down and make it. And
right.
so just went down here. I'm like,
Yeah.
what just happened, man? We got crazy events happen this year.
Dude, totally. Well, like, where I was working, we had like some deals set up, and there was talks with like HBO and like all
Mm.
these other like platforms, and we had all these things lined up, and then COVID happened and it just like totally interrupted our programming. Yeah, I really love that Life is Good is video because the Life is Good video, because like it shows them like being like regular people, and they're
Yeah.
like
Uh-huh.
cooking in a
Yeah.
kitchen, and then like him and Drake have that scene where he's like, man, I'm gonna save up for some studio time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what, you got bars? Like, I love that,
Yeah,
because like,
exactly.
dude, like I grew up, like me and my friends, when we were like 13, 14, 15, we had like a rap group together.
Mm-hmm.
And like, if you've seen like the Really Late Night Show, I love overproducing it, making it look bigger. And I've like always been like this. So when I was 13, I got us like studio time at this recording studio, and we would like be sitting there. And I remember one time I even went by myself. There was one by like Mile High Stadium, and it was like, just dudes smoking weed. I'm like 13 years old, and I had like my little notebook. And it just like reminded me, like that video reminds me of what it's like to just be like young and ambitious, and
Yeah.
like before you're there, and like I just think that it's like so high concept, and they're just like trash truck drivers and stuff, like I thought it was cool.
Yeah, though, because like for me, but that just shows, like, if you're working a job, you know what I'm saying, man, you can be fine. Though, you know what I'm saying, though, you don't have to be and like these rappers, I mean, they're gonna be broke anyway. They're gonna
Mhm.
fall off. Their careers is gonna fall off. You know what I'm saying? But if they're making the right choices though, but
Right.
but you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, like you don't have to have these chains or no watches or no $1 billion house or no crazy stuff like that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you are doing the right things, working hard, and you got a job and you got your own place and your own car and you paying your bills, bro, just life is good. It's simple.
Right. Yeah.
Simple.
Right. Dude, I feel like on a lot of my calls, I'm the one doing like the inspirational talking, but I feel like you're rocking the inspiration today. Like, where did you get that from? Where did you get that, like, kind of that confidence to just go for what you want?
Well, no, I said for my parents, you know, I said my parents, and just a lot life in general because I'm way too humble to be acting a certain way. So, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So my parents have taught me at a very young age that I'm not a bigger than somebody, and nobody is bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much money I got, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Now when I'm an actor and when I'm gonna get famous, I'm not gonna be like an asshole. You know what I'm saying? I was just saying, no, that's not my character. That's not
right.
how I was raised. So like why would I act? I mean, but why would I be somebody that I'm not?
Yeah. Dude, that reminds me of I was listening to this like Buddhist teacher who was saying how you live today is how you live your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's like such a good point. So if you're like humble in your like day to day and you're just like chill with people, then that's like how you live, you know? But if
Yeah,
you're like acting like a jerk all the time and thinking you're better than people, then that's your life, you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And for the people who like you know saying like who's gonna be a jerk, man, like life is gonna be that teacher and they gonna fall down drastically
Hmm.
and they gonna realize you, they're like, damn, you know what, man, I should apologize to this person because I thought I was like way bigger than them, but now I'm on their level, and I finally realized that if I can just be myself and not do any crazy stuff, then uh,
Yeah. What's helped me is like I don't know if you see my posts, but I like really look up to like Kanye West, you know? I like love
yeah,
Kanye as a creative person.
I
I'm
know.
I'm not a fan of the running for president thing. Because I think he's too creative. I think he's too like being a president is not a creative job. Your
Yeah,
job is to
uh,
maintain, you know?
I
But
mean,
he said something that like stuck with me, which is that he's like not in competition with anyone, that
mm,
he's in like a league of his own. And that's how I feel like I want to approach things, where because I've done that before, where I feel like I'm in competition with people and that when they win I'm losing, and to me it can't work like that. Like you need to make stuff so original, so creative that no one can compete, because no one can
mhm,
make what you're making. No one can take a scene like how you would take a scene, right? Because you're
yeah,
bringing your perspective, which is one of a kind, you know?
hmm yeah. I mean, like, like I like Kanye. You know, what I'm saying I just want him to be happy. You know, what I'm saying
Mhm.
just to be, okay. You know, what I'm saying I mean, like, yeah, I just want to, I don't want to make him feel safe. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like he been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? That I can't even imagine the type of stuff that's yeah, that's going through his head. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. Even though he's a billionaire, you know what I'm saying? And there's this saying like, there's more money, more problems. So.
Yeah.
I'm, I just pray for him. Not saying though he's gonna be all right though, because what I'm saying, I saw with that comedian the Dave Chappelle, like he went on a flight and I just to see if he was all right. So hey man, that shows love though.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the other part too, I think, of kind of being successful, like not like Kanye successful, but like
Mm-hmm.
um regular person successful
Yeah.
is having people around you that kind of can check on you and make sure that you're doing well in times when like you're not, and also having people that like believe in you. I had to cut out some people from my life that were, didn't believe that filmmaking was art, didn't
Mm.
think that, that life is good, essentially,
Yeah.
and like the people you have around you, like, it can really change your future. And you have to be
Mhm.
careful who you invite in.
Exactly, because like it's like for me, I had to cut certain people out too. I mean, though, that's just how life goes.
Yeah.
I mean, people come and go. You know what I'm saying? For um yeah, just for the people that stay. I said those are the people that are supposed to be in your life. Friends, family.
As I've grown older, I've realized the importance of deciding who to kind of keep in your friend circle or your creative circle. And we've all had that one friend that is just really negative or isn't fully on board or kind of can be, I don't know, that isn't like fully supportive of your dreams, and maybe their sense of humor is like taking you down or just like kind of stabby. I don't know if that's the way to describe it, but we've all had those people. And in the past couple years, I've just realized that I don't really have the energy to have someone who's not totally on board with how important it is to kind of go after what you want and the spiritual value it takes to actually go for it. Because, you know, I have avoided taking a lot of high paying jobs. And that's because I have my life set up in a certain way where I get to work and be creative, and I don't have to take a lot of that stress home. And to me, that is like so incredibly valuable. And it's hard because I will see, jobs getting posted and people are getting paid like $50, $60 an hour to edit. But I know that if I choose that route, the creative side of my life is going to have to take the back seat. And I personally am not ready to do that right now. I am incredibly happy with the way things are set up. And, um, you know, during COVID, really, during COVID, my goal was to just come out slightly ahead, even if it was in the slightest, whether that be, a couple extra $100 in the bank, whether that was just a better sense of happiness, whether that was a stronger connection with friends. It was beyond just money. It was that I made a commitment to myself that I want to get past this. And a big way that I was able to get past it was reconnecting with people and also just, cementing some friendships that I have in my life that are really valuable. And I've been fortunate enough to be friends with other filmmakers and musicians and artists and people who are really dedicated to expressing something inside them that they don't feel like is being seen or said. And I think that all of us have it. Not all of us need to be artists, not all of us need to be expressive, but if you have that inside you and you are thinking that it needs to be shared, then I mean, for me, I can't imagine another life without it. And talking to Tre just reminded me of the kind of people that I love surrounding myself with. People who are willing to take that risk. And he's like, I'm going to do acting. I'm going to do it. What was your take on the 48-hour film festival? What did you think about that weekend that we kind of worked together?
Uh, I mean, I was happy all the way around, man. I was grateful, and just to have the crew and the cast. It was fun. Saying seeing myself on camera. Saying just doing my first night scene. In the day where it was hot as hell, though. But
Yeah.
it was fun, man. It was just beautiful, man. And in a movie theater, and I mean, we get to see all the stuff, man. That's incredible.
Yeah. That's my favorite part about like the 48-hour film project is that we go from like people not knowing each other, people who sometimes it's like their first acting gig, and then fast forward a month later and they're suddenly on a movie screen. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think that's like so cool,
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's why I wanna do it, because I was like, that whole weekend is so vivid in my memory. And every
Mm-hmm.
time I've been on a film shoot, I just feel like so alive. I love like the creative energy, you know?
Yeah.
Like since I've started this podcast, I have noticed how much emphasis I do put on like my creativity and creativity in general. And just the
Mm-hmm.
amount of like problems you have to solve in such a short amount of time, you know. And then also everyone goes to the theater and shows like their creation, and there's like no judgment. I mean, you know, there's some people in the back that are judging a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
for the most part everyone's like, hey, let's just show each other like what we made, you know. It's like a big show and tell, and it's like the learning is important, not necessarily the end product, you know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's the same with our film. It was so cinematic. It was so beautiful. I
Yeah.
loved it. The
Yeah.
camera work, awesome. It was just, I was like,
Right.
oh, shit. I'm in
Yeah.
this bitch. Damn, look at me.
Well, and like there's almost like kind of like a camp vibe, or like a high school thing, where I became friends with everyone from that project on Facebook, and we all like show each other love, you know? And it's like so cool to like stay in touch. And then, you know, we got like people still doing their camera work thing, some people still acting, some people directing, and you can see them still making moves, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think they're doing it digitally this year because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think, you know, I would consider doing it again if I have the energy.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm on board on that one. Yep,
Hmm.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, man. My only regret is I feel like I overextended myself and I took on too much, you know? I think what I've been trying to learn lately is how to like ask for help and kind of delegate. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
that's also kind of the like purpose of that weekend, is to kind of learn what you're good at and what you're not good at, you know?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I just say like for like for like saying now when I was like I'm practicing for my lines, you know what I'm saying. Um, I mean, though it was a great experience though, and I said just to learn it and the tone of the voice, you know what I'm saying.
Hmm.
That's how you're supposed to. I say out the lines, you know what I'm saying. Like if a person is angry, just you're supposed to put out in like an angry tone.
Hmm. Yeah. I loved your character too. Like in the smoothie shop scene,
Yeah,
you
Jack
know,
first.
and then we like kind of like push in on you and it's kind of tense.
Hmm.
And then it's revealed that you're actually like, hey, I'm a good guy and I just
Yeah,
believe in the
yeah.
environment.
Hmm.
Like, I
Yeah.
think that was such a fun reveal.
Yeah, though, like you know what I'm saying, like I just loved it so much, man. Especially, man, that smoothie shot, man. That was beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like anything that kind of gets me closer to telling stories, I've realized like that's where I want to be, you know? And like what's crazy is I grew up and I would check out like books at the library on like how to write screenplays and how to like
Mm-hmm.
make films and stuff. And like, yeah, for some reason I drifted away from it. And it's funny that I had such an early interest, you know? And like
Mm-hmm.
now that I'm like starting to examine it, it's like to me like stories are so important, you know? And
Yeah.
like stories are what like help us like kind of make sense of the world, you know?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. And then also like movies like change people, you know? Like we all have like a list of movies that like change kind of the way we think, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was just it's the same like it changed me on what I wanted to do. I was saying like I want to be like I want to be like the goat of this generation in film. Like you know what I'm saying that this is my generation, but I want to be and the goat of this generation, of this young generation that's coming in the acting world. Like you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, Tre Butler just won his sixth award in about 1 month. Trey, so how you do it? Well, you know what I'm saying, man, I just be doing me. You know what I'm saying, man, I'm like the Kobe Bryant of this thing. I just be
Right.
now hits,
Yeah.
but not bangers.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's great too. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I think sometimes people mistake like confidence for ego.
Yeah,
When really ego is like insecurity kind of playing out, but
exactly.
confidence takes a lot longer to build. And then when you get there, you're like, oh, I am great at this, you know? Like,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and like just saying like that confidence is gonna, yeah, it's gonna give you like, oh man, this thing ain't nothing, man. I can do this thing in my sleep.
yeah. I've been impressed by working with so many talented actors and how quickly they can learn lines. That's like one place where I'm trying to improve is like memorization, you know?
Yeah,
Um, but I like welcome those lessons because when you like know what you need to improve on, it's just going to make you better, you know?
yeah, exactly. Like yeah, like yeah. And I remember one time I did Kobe Bryant, like this first game, like he played terrible, but then he put in that work in, and boy, and when they got the legend, you know what I'm saying, he became though 81 points,
Yeah.
like 81 points, 81
Right, right, right. Yeah.
points.
Well, and then you know what's nice about it too is that um, it's like as we're making films, that's like a win in and of itself. You know,
On God,
it's
yeah,
like
on God.
it's not even like I want to get. I mean, obviously, I want my career to get better and improve, but as long as I'm working in that arena, I'm like happy. You know, because like
Mm-hmm.
every ounce adds something to your like skill set, to your resume, to your abilities. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Uh, like yeah, but when you learn another thing, from like acting class, are you gonna just use that attribute and put it in your performance?
Hmm. Yeah. I heard some good advice this morning actually. So there was that one time you met Kevin, and he's an
Yeah.
acting coach,
Mm-hmm.
but I still follow him online. And today he kind of gave a kind of just a free lesson on the Fine Film Group, and he was saying like boil down what's the easiest like concept of what your character's going through, and he was
Mm-hmm.
like he gave the example of like you just found out that your girlfriend is cheating, what is the like raw emotion underneath? And in my head I was just like, you know, like betrayal. And to me betrayal isn't an angry place. Betrayal is like actually a very sad place, you know, it's
Yeah.
like a very uprooting feeling. And I was like, oh, okay, I can tap into, you know, it's hard to tap into you got cheated on, but to just be like you need to tap into betrayal, you need to tap into like not feeling wanted. To me that just
Yeah.
made sense, and I was like, oh, I see, I get it now, you know, like
Yeah.
over intellectualizing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I said because I mean that's a way of for finding your characters uh emotions and any of his or hers actions, you know what I'm saying? And then you're thinking about, but what he or she is going to do next. You know what I'm
Right.
saying about that?
Yeah. Do you have any other tricks on how to like get into that? Like when you're reading something, or what have you learned?
I just learned on to, you know what I'm saying? I just don't want to overdo, my emotional thing. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But you know what I'm saying? I just want them to make them feel the emotion, like it's like realistic instead of staged.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
of that sense.
Yeah. Getting lost in it. That's what I love about being in a scene with someone, when you can kind of get lost in it with someone. And it's just
Mm-hmm.
like, for a brief second, you're like looking at them and you're really reacting, you know?
Yeah, like, oh damn,
And then,
wow.
yeah. And then you can like feel it in your chest and like,
Mm-hmm. Exactly, man. You're just like, damn, bro. I didn't know you was like that. Shit, okay.
right. Yeah. Well, and what I'm really trying to get over right now is when I can tell that I'm acting. I hate that feeling. I hate it
Mm-hmm.
when I like can feel like, oh, this feels fake. You know, that's where I'm trying to get out of my head right now. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I'm still trying to find that tool.
Yeah, though, but you're gonna get there, though. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? Just saying like, but just like enjoy the process. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I love it. I love how positive you are. That's so great.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people was like, "Hey, Trey, why are you so positive? Like, why are you so nice with people?" And I've came up, you know, I said with this philosophy of like saying like, and I don't know what each person has gone through, you know, in their life. You know what I'm saying? Why would I treat them a certain way? You know what I'm saying? So I've been nice to people like, you know, throughout all my life, and I know, you know, the quote, and but don't I take my kindness for weakness, but you know what I'm saying? But don't worry, I'm aware of that.
No, totally. Yeah, and I've had people do that exact thing where they think I'm weak when I'm really just trying to be kind, you know? And that
Mm-hmm.
that is like a hurtful feeling. Um I mean, I feel like, you know, well, you know, I guess since it's my podcast, I can overshare if I want. But you know, I grew up around a lot of anger and I grew up around a lot of violence. And
Mm-hmm.
to me, the only way to actually like get retribution or revenge is to live my life through kindness and through creativity, because I did grow up seeing a lot of like destruction, you know, and I did see just like there's a lot of alcoholism in my family, and you know, I'm coming up on 4 years of sobriety and like um, dealing with my own alcoholism. Oh, thank you. It has shaped how I carry myself, because in order to like actually make change in my life, I need to do it differently than how I was shown, you know? And that's why I'm like always
Mm-hmm.
kind to people online. I'm always kind to them when I'm in person. I'm always kind on set, because that's like the only way I feel like to kind of justify the scales of my life, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but I'm also learning how to be more direct, and I'm also learning how to be more confident in my opinions, hence all the hot
Mm-hmm.
takes. You know, I don't know if you've been noticing, I'm giving out hot takes left and right these days.
Yeah. I mean, do you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can't be afraid of what people think either, you know?
Yeah. No, but you know, but this weekend I'm just doing this one the open mic event. It is about, you know, the Black Lives Matter event, but you know, I'm just doing the monologue, you know, and rapping too, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of stuff I got to go through, you know what I'm saying, in my mind that's that
Mm.
that 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 you know I just want to say out to the world. So yeah.
Yeah. Where has that been happening? They're doing that at the Capitol, or?
Well, and they're doing it at the clock tower and a cabaret. You know, what I'm saying, you know, but they rented out, you know, saying like some time for like 3 days at that place for, you know, what I'm saying, for people just to speak their mind on the situation that's currently going on.
Yeah, dude, I'm I'm like I'm grateful that the conversation's still going, you know, because I
Yeah,
feel like when Ferguson happened, there was a lot of talk about kind of what needs to happen and what's wrong, and then it like died down. But this time I feel like, I don't know, I just really hope that there is like this global awakening, you know?
yeah, you know what I'm saying, because you know what I'm saying, like and the lot like America, it has to be, you know, the number one watched country of all time. You know what I'm saying? It is just um I mean, though, there's a lot to be done, though, you know, you know, for hopefully, you know what I'm saying, but we can somehow erase this negative energy, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, we have on this country and and on people and yeah, in the world also. So
Yeah. Well, and yeah, and it's interesting too, because you know, like the hustling thing, like what we're talking about is like kind of the American dream. you know, like
Yeah.
the idea of like being able to like follow your dream and make it and become a success. And like the truth is that for a lot of people, they just have so much against them, you know?
Yeah.
And it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's it's such a farce to like fully believe in that it's possible, the American dream, you know? Because
Mm-hmm.
for so long only like only white people really got to live it, you know? And it's just not till recently that I feel like it's opened up to like more like, you know, black people or brown people, queer people, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So um man, you know what I'm saying? It's just I think I think that God like really just like stop the world and say, you know what? I'm tired of this BS, man. I just want every negative thing, and I want it out. You know, what I'm saying like that's what He wants to do. You know, what I'm saying, because it's just, I mean, like I have so much stuff on my mind on them songs that I'm excited just to share, and I just to share at that place. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, I'm
Yeah.
ready for it.
Dude, that's awesome that you're like
Mm-hmm.
there performing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and like also too, like, man, like rap is it's like a global phenomenon, you know? And it's like such a gift to like the art world, to music. It's like such a gift, you know? And it's like
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of white people are so confused at something so beautiful that they can't take credit for something so powerful and so beautiful. And to me that's like fucking remarkable, you know? Like
Yeah, you know
rap
what
is
I'm saying?
like fucking magic. Like I get emotional talking about it, you know?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there are some like white people that you know that love it. I mean, though there's some like rappers. You know what I'm saying? We got in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah.
you know, for you know, for, like for me, for rap, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's for everybody. It is for everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an art. It's a beautiful thing, and you
Totally.
know, like there shouldn't be. Um, you know, like a certain color, and said that you
Yeah.
can you know saying you know just be in it. You know what I'm saying? You know, could you just imagine? You know, with Eminem, and I said like had to go through like he was with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and people you know was still like who are the
Yeah. No, I remember when he came out. It
two
was a big
rapping
deal.
all crazy?
Yeah. Do you know
Mm-hmm.
do you know Damon John? He's the designer that made Fubu. He's on like Shark Tank.
No,
He's like an
no, no.
entrepreneur. He's really great. I'll show you some of the videos that I like. But you know, he had a great thing that he said about how like Fubu, you know, was for us by us, and he was like a lot of white people thought that that was like, oh, that's just for black people. He's like, I didn't make it just for black people. I made it for people who love hip hop. He's like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
anyone can wear Fubu. If you love hip hop, then you can love Fubu. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, that's so beautiful. And I think like that's what, you know, that's what I'm like feeling like, you know, like white people obviously can rap and be a part, but
Yeah, exactly.
like you got to respect the culture to like really like get through. And like Eminem, when he showed up, people were like, oh, he's the real deal. He respects the culture, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
But some people walk in and, you know, they don't have their mind right about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Simple.
You know what I found out actually? Eminem was on Lil Wayne's podcast, and
Mm-hmm.
did you happen to see that at all?
No, and no, but I've seen like other Lil Wayne podcast, you know, videos and stuff.
Yeah. So Lil Wayne and Eminem will sometimes come up with a new lyric, and they'll be like, "Shit, have I said that before?" And they'll go into Google and type it to make sure that they're not like biting their own style. Like,
Wow.
could you imagine being so prolific that you might come up with the same thing twice? And you have to
Oh,
check with the internet to say, like, hey, have I said this? And sometimes they did, and sometimes they didn't, you know?
I mean, like, I mean, like, I mean, like, but they're like icons though, and I saying like, I mean, like, they can do anything basically. Like,
Right.
they steal other people's lyrics if they wanted to, man. That they can out rap a lot of these dudes.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah. I'm glad to see that both of them have still like maintained, you know? I mean, I think Lil Wayne a little bit more than Eminem. Like
Yeah.
Lil Wayne is still like really consistent, and like I don't know, Eminem is a little less experimental than some of these like kind of newer rappers like Migos and like I don't know,
Yeah.
you know, where it is like a little bit more like weird and just auto tune.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, it's a whole new generation though. It's just like
Right.
yeah, it's like you know,
Well, and you're younger too, so you
yeah,
probably you can see both
yeah,
sides of like, oh,
yeah.
this is good. But for like older heads, they're like, what is this mumble rap? And
Yeah,
some
but
of my
like
friends have posted that, and I'm like, dude, you look old as fuck right now. Like, you better get down with the new stuff because you're looking old.
I mean like there's certain of the new rappers you know that still listen though to the old stuff and still to this day, you know,
Mm.
but yeah, though, you know what I'm saying? I love Tupac. I love who else? Who I love back in the day? I like an NWA. I like Snoop Dogg. I like Dr. Dre. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, though, it's just like you know what I'm saying. Though, you know what I'm saying, with my generation, you know what I'm saying, like we are reckless, but you know, but there are some of us who pay homage to the people, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying, before us, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I've been trying to figure out my role in all of this because, like, you know, kind of growing up, it's like a lot of people aren't sure what I am, but I'm, you know, Mexican American, you know, like if
Okay.
you
Yeah.
saw, you know, my family is like mostly Chicano, but since I'm like a little bit more light skinned and I don't really have the accent, you know, sometimes people can't tell what I
Hmm.
am, you know?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I grew up, you know, and just saw kind of with my other family members how gangs affected them. And also it's just like, you know, a lot of us never really afforded like housing. Like, you know,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of generational wealth, which for a long time like made me really upset. And even now I can still kind of get pissed off about it because there's not like there's not houses and there's not money that gets passed down, you know, and then it's just so hard to like kind of elevate and grow when you don't have that stepping stool. You know, like someone, a well-off family, you're talking about inheriting like $100,000 home. Like that's crazy to me, you
Yeah.
know? But that's not like, we can't let that define us and I can't let that define
Yeah.
me. It's now my turn to try to make a success story out of me with the hand I was given, you know?
Yeah, and for me, I want to be in the rap game. I just to I destroy the gang culture. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like tired of it. You know, and so, there's been way too many people you know that been lost to this. You know what I'm saying? So many innocents too that been the lost to this also.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? And it's just like. You know what I'm saying? Their family members are being killed, their friends, you know, being killed, and like you know the people, you know what I'm saying, like who join these gangs they want a certain love, and it's called a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? They you
Right.
know join these gangs. You know what I'm saying? Because of but they're supposed to be loyalty, but in all hindsight, man, the streets are like or the devil's playground. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
only like death, stealing, and destruction. So and that's all
Dude.
I want to do in the rap game. Is just man destroy the gang culture, man. And you know, like I'm gonna try, because I know the majority of these rappers is you know in that gang life. But you know, I just want them just to know that, hey, man, you don't have to be all that. You know, saying just like anime. Just look at me, bro. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah. Well, and there's other brotherhood and there's other family you can find.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
also that could be more lucrative, right? Like if you get
Hmm.
a good acting job, you know, and then start making your own films, you know? Like there's
Yeah.
a way, there's always a third option, right? That's
Always,
how I think
always,
of it. Like,
always.
and you know what's crazy? This whole third option thing it it's like for real profound for me. So I have a friend who like I am totally in love with her and she's like just this amazing person, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
started recounting kind of how we met, and the amount of small little coincidences that caused us to become friends and stay friends, it like
Yeah.
gave me chills. And I'm not too much into believing in like destiny and stuff, but I also
Mm-hmm.
don't think that it's just chaotic and meaningless. I think that
Yeah.
there's like this third option that I can't describe, that I feel when I'm like connected to her, when I'm connected to people, of like, this isn't a coincidence. You know, it's not a
Mm-hmm.
coincidence that me and her are friends. It's not a coincidence that me and you are talking. It's also not like destiny, because I think it's interesting that we do get to choose these adventures. You know, I just think there's
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
third thing. And every time I start talking about it, I'm like, oh no, they think I am sounding a little too out there, or a little too woo woo or spiritual or whatever, you know? But there always has to be another way that we're not thinking of to like solve this, you know?
Yeah, because yeah, I said because for all they see is just like like no way out,
Yeah,
and they think they think they have to join a gang. You know what I'm saying, in order to make and in order to like somehow and not to get out of the darkness. Well, you know what I'm saying, like you could just like man just work a job or something, bro. You know what I'm saying, like you don't have to grab a gun and start shooting people now, bro. Man, that ain't the move, bro.
right,
Like saying it's just the same like in the rap game. I want to set an example that and either you can be just a citizen, or you can avoid those negative elements, and to and just to be you know and just to be careful of who you're around with. And I know and that I know that that everything is might seem not okay, but in the future there is light amidst the
right.
darkness.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and I mean, rap definitely could use it, right? Like where
Hmm.
there could still be a voice that's talking about like hustling and working hard, but it's not like through that, you know?
Yeah,
Like that
yeah,
can have the same energy. And I think people can understand it for the first time. Like when rap first started, it had to be kind of simple and contained.
yeah,
And
hmm,
now it's like growing, you know?
yeah.
Dude, I like that. I think that's like such a worthy, like ambitious, like goal to have, you know?
Hmm. Thank
And
you, man. I
it's
appreciate it.
and especially for an audience, you know, like I think that people need to see like rappers that aren't like gang members, that are this other
Yeah,
kind of like presentation of like what it means to be a black artist, what it means to be a black man, you know?
yeah, yeah,
Because for the longest time it just has been like the worst characters have gotten the most attention, you know?
yeah, yeah. Though, like it seems that way, but but there are some rappers who've like changed their life around us, and I salute them too, because they realize that but there's another way, saying just to be doing this.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I've always hated how people are like, rap is dumb, it's just about cars and whatever, because to me like rap, when they're rapping about like cars and stuff, it's just a metaphor, right?
Yeah.
It's a metaphor for success. It's like, it's not
Hmm.
about the car, you know, it's about something bigger. And
Yeah.
you have, if you have come from like a place where you just have cars lying around in a big house, then maybe you don't need to hear that. Maybe
Yeah.
you're just seeing the disconnect between success and material, you know?
Hmm.
And like to
Yeah.
me it's just a metaphor about succeeding. And also it's like that's why I love Lil Wayne, because he's like, I'm a Martian, I'm so good that I've like transcended humanity. And like,
Hmm.
not only am I better than you thought I was, but I'm better than you could have thought I was. Like I'm
Yeah.
like beyond, you know?
Exactly though. I mean, though, though, he's done a lot, saying the rap game, saying, he deserves, it's just saying, like, all due, saying, so respect,
Wow,
definitely.
dude, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. And yeah, I just like really love talking to you, and just thanks for being so positive. And I'm excited to see like what films you're in and what films you make.
Thank you, man. For this, it's an opportunity. And I'm glad, that I was able to, to talk to you. And for everyone, please subscribe to my homeboy Mac, man, for real. And if you and it has some deals for him, man, just saying, man, just hit his phone now, man, for real.
Yeah. Well, and like I said before, you just asking, saying, "Can I be on?" Then yeah. So you're just as much. You should just take as much credit for being here as me.
Oh, nah, bro, nah, bro. And I ain't that type of person to be taking all the credit, nah. Bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you'll get better at it over time. Dope, man. Thank you so much for watching this day to day. It wouldn't be possible if I didn't have the creative people behind me at the Really Late Night Patreon. I am excited to announce that we are working on season 2. It is pre-production, so it's not the most exciting stuff, but I will be having more videos coming out soon. So if you're interested in joining, I did include a link to the Patreon below, and also I included a link to the behind the scenes of our 48-hour film project and our final film. So if you enjoyed me and Trey talking and you want to kind of get more context, feel free to go ahead and click those links and then, hit up either of us on social media. We love to talk. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And yeah, I never want to do the like and subscribe. I am going to go down in history as someone who didn't say to hit that like and subscribe button, okay? You have my word. I'm putting it on film. If I ever say make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, then I want you to message me. And I want you to be like, you owe me $5 because you said you would never do that. All right, deal? Deal? Okay.